Hi, everyone. Welcome to Stogie Geeks Shorts. I'm your host, Paul Asadorian, joined on the lines by Mr. Will Cooper. Welcome, Will.
Hey, greetings, Paul.
Today, we're talking about an epic cigar manufacturer, Arturo Fuente. Well, I'm very excited about this, as usual. You know my love affair, so to speak, with Fuente. It runs deep and is very strong.
I mean, and you know that Fuente's just one of those cigar companies, one of those families that they're just synonymous with the whole industry.
Absolutely. I'm not going to get too much into the history of the country, Will. I mean, everyone can go read their website, essentially, and get an idea of the history of the company. You know, they're a Dominican-based cigar company. They've been around for a really long time. They make an unbelievable number of cigars. And I wanted to today, Will, we haven't had time to really talk about this, but I actually wanted to talk about their regular production releases.
That's yep, I think that's a good one.
Because I think they have some of the best regular production releases. You know, a lot of people are out there looking for the latest and greatest thing. They're looking for the new boutique cigar companies, and there's nothing wrong with that. But as far as regular production cigars, well, it's my opinion that Fuente makes some of the best. Um,
Totally agree. And for something for everybody, and a price point, I think for everybody as well.
yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to start with the Don Carlos. This is a little heftier of a price tag from Fuente family. This is they're all Cameroon wrapped cigars in the Don Carlos line. I'm going to hold up one of my favorites. This is a Don Carlos number 2. This is the Torpedo. I actually had a chance to get some of these super aged, Will, and they're awesome. So they age really well. It's a really great Cameroon cigar. It's not overly strong. I wouldn't say it's a breakfast cigar. This particular Torpedo carries a retail price of around $15.
And again, when you talk about Cameroon wrapper, there's again a cigar company that they just really know how to work with that wrapper.
Yeah, it's true African Cameroon, and it's really awesome.
It's the real thing. Yep.
Now, Fuente has an all perfecto line of cigars in the Hemingway. Many
That's
are,
what I'm smoking.
and that's what you're smoking now. So I've got a Hemingway Classic here. In the is this also Cameroon? No, hold on. I have that in my notes. Yes, they're all Cameroon as well.
Yep.
Everything in the natural wrapper is a Cameroon. They're all perfectos ranging in a number of different sizes. This is the classic size. It retails for $10.70 is the price tag I have on here. These are all Rhode Island prices, so they're going to vary slightly depending on where you are. I tell you what, these age really well, and I find these to be milder than the Don Carlos will.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah, they're a great smoke, though. Try all of the sizes, see which one you like best. The next one I have is the regular Grand Reserva line. And there's a ton of different sizes in Grand Reserva. And this is a very moderately priced cigar line, Will. I'd say this is your entry-level cigar line. You probably new smokers. If you're not looking to spend a lot of money on a cigar. This one is a Rothschild. Great cigar, $6.75. It's a small little short Robusto, or sometimes they call it a Rothschild. Great cigar. This one comes in 3 different wrappers: a Connecticut, an Ecuadorian sun-grown, and Cameroon.
And I would say that they call it their flagship kind of
Mm-hmm.
brand, and I would agree with on that one. They have that sun-grown wrapper is just fantastic on there as well.
Is this also what they make some of the curly heads and some of the other ones? You can get some really moderately priced cigars in this line, and they're all fantastic.
Oh, totally agree. Totally agree.
The next one is a Magnum R. And this is also pretty reasonably priced. This is a great morning cigar. In fact, I remember Stogie Santa telling me he loves this cigar in the morning. And this is a Rosado Sun-Grown on the Magnum R. It's got a slightly different band on it from the rest of them. Kind of separates it out. This one right here is a Toro size. If I were to just look at it and say, I'd call it a Toro. And this retails for $8.70.
Again, really reasonable. I find the Magnum R's to be one of the smoother Fuentes that are out there.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So it's just got such a smoothness on that palate.
Absolutely. I don't have a Casa Cuba to hold up, but that's one of their newer regular production lines. and that is an Ecuadorian Havana wrapper. So it's very different. I think it's very different from all the other lines we just talked about, Will.
It is probably the most unfuente like Fuente out there.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, we talk about aging potential. These cigars have just been getting. They came
They
out
keep
about
getting better.
a year and a half ago. I had them. I thought they were good. They didn't stack up, I think, to some of the other Fuentes at the time, but now they're holding their own. And I'd really encourage folks to check it out again if you haven't checked it out.
The last one I have here, I don't know what I did with my Candela. I think I left it in the humidor. If someone can go get my Candela, it's the green cigar. It should be right on top. This 858 size is really awesome. This is an 858, and I believe they would put this in the Grand Reserva line, right, Will? I think I just was reading their website. The 858 is in what they call the Grand Reserva line. It's a great size. The 858 indicates how they're stacked in the box. Am I correct in saying that?
Yes.
Yeah, 8 on the bottom, 5 in the middle, 8 on top. Reference to how they are stacked in the box. And the 858 comes in, the Maduro wrapper, which I have here, which we didn't mention. So they do make some of the grain reservas in Maduro. They're very good in Maduro. I like this one in the Cameroon, and they put some special wrappers on that, which we'll talk about in other segments. They also make some Candela cigars, and this is a Lonsdale Claro, they call it, and this is, you can see it's very green. I haven't smoked this one yet. I saw this in the humidor the other day. This retails for $8.70, and it's a Candela cigar. So it's got that green wrapper on it, which we've talked about on the show before. So that's kind of interesting.
Not a lot of regular production Candelas out of the DR with a DR blend under it, and that is one that you can get, and you can get it any time of the year. I mean, Flor is the other one I can think of that's out there, but most of them come out of Nicaragua. That are a lot of the Candelas.
And one of the things that I really like about Fuente, Will, is I can find them pretty much anywhere. I mean, pretty much any cigar shop you go in, no matter how small or how big, they've got Fuente. So if I'm in a pinch and I have to buy a cigar and I'm at a hotel and the hotel bar has a small humidor, chances are they got Fuente in there. I find that across Florida to be very, very true as well. So I always reach for a Fuente. It's a safe bet. So
it's a safe bet, and like I said, if you're looking to give someone a quality cigar that you're trying to figure out what to give them that's not going to break the bank, this is perfect.
Absolutely. So, I mean, that's kind of an introduction to the Arturo Fuente family of cigars. Again, we've talked about a lot of these cigars in the past. We haven't necessarily spent a lot of time on a lot of their regular production stuff. Most of the time we're talking about their rare. They've got some super rare releases, which we've covered on the show. They've got some semi-regular releases, as I will call it, and that's the Añejo series of cigars, Opus X, Hemingway in the Maduro wrapper, and the 858 in a sun-grown wrapper. And those are all rare, but seem to be what I would deem as semi-regular.
Yeah, by the way, I cheated. I actually have the Maduro in my hand.
There you go.
My eyesight's just not going. But
Hemingway,
as I lit it up, I realized I'm smoking the Maduro.
Yeah, the Hemingway and the Maduro is really good. And you can find those more and more readily available now. So I would call those semi-regular releases. Not all Fuente stores get them. Not all of them get the same amounts or the same sizes. So you have to check with your retailers on that. So
yeah, and it's funny, and we'll talk more, I know, about some of the hard to find ones, but I've gone into Casa Fuente sometimes and can't find their hard to find stuff in Vegas.
Yes. They typically have a set amount of hard to find stuff, and it may not be what you're looking for. So yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of an introduction to Arturo Fuente. I want to do future segments, Will, on some of the talk more in depth about semi-regular releases, and then maybe do another one on their super rare stuff.
Absolutely. I look forward to that.
Awesome. Well, thanks everyone for watching.